Ex-i-dle member Soojin to go solo? But why does TXT's Yeonjun think that boy groups get less attention? The SSERAFIM's Chaewon going on hiatus. Might as well add on some BLACKPINK solo rumors and so much more in today's episode of Totally Legit K-pop News with me, Angelina. Which if you didn't notice, I got a new chair. Do you like it? If you don't, I'll return it. I'll do anything for you. So some time ago, it was announced that SSERAFIM would be canceling a couple of stops in Thailand because 3 of their members got sick. But it seems that Chaewon is still recovering, with Source Music releasing the following statement. Hello, this is Source Music. We would like to provide you with an update regarding the current health status of SSERAFIM member Kim Chaewon and her upcoming scheduled activities. Kim Chaewon has been in the process of recovering from type A influenza. However, persistent dizziness prompted her to make an additional hospital visit on Friday, October 13th, during which she received medical advice to take a period of rest. As a result, we have determined that her priority should be on recovery. Consequently, Kim Chaewon will not be participating in all activities temporarily, including the pre-recording of N-pop that was scheduled for today. As a result, only 4 members of SSERAFIM will be active for the time being. We will provide further updates regarding the resumption of Kim Chaewon's activities. We will continue to place the highest priorities on the health and safety of our artists and strive to ensure that Kim Chaewon will meet her fans in full health. So we've mentioned this before, right? You know, the increase in the amount of idols who are able to take, temporary hiatus here and there, or long hiatuses if they need to. So of course, we wish her a speedy recovery. As Soompi said, I swear I'm not copying Soompi. I don't know what else to say. I wish you to get better now, soon, quickly. I mean, can you imagine if Source Music forced them to continue on when the 3 members were sick? It's just like, we're just a duo today. Hi, guys. Actually, on that note, let me know in the comments down below. Would you prefer, at the very least, just being able to see the group perform at all, even if it is 2 members, even if it's something ridiculous like that, or if you would prefer for it to be canceled? Because again, we've talked about this in depth before. People buying plane tickets, people traveling, people having a lot of non-refundable things when it comes to trying to attend concerts, and then those concerts being canceled. Of course, you can get the concert ticket reimbursed, but there's so many other things like time off work that you can't quite. If it could be done realistically, what would you prefer? Let me know. Next up, of course, we have to talk about ex-i-dle member Soojin, because 2 years ago, it was announced that she would be leaving the group due to controversy associated with the artist, as Cube Entertainment said in their statement. However, there was recently a rumor going around that she would soon make her solo debut. Now, after the news that Jinny would be making her solo debut, it didn't seem too far-fetched, even though it had been over 2 years since we last really saw Soojin in the spotlight. However, one could also argue that maybe she waited so many years because there was a clause in her contract. It wouldn't surprise me that if you left a big company that they would say, you can't promote anything within this time span after you leave the group, or after this happens. Like, just like a company could say you can't use your stage name that you used while you were under this company. Of course, they could put a clause as well that you can't do anything at all for this amount of time. Do you know what I mean? Anyways, the rumors turned out to be confirmed news now. Former i-dle member Soojin confirmed to make solo debut. So on October 16th, News One reported that former i-dle member Soojin recently signed a contract with BRD Communications and is preparing for her solo debut this month, with her company BRD Communications basically saying, we plan to release her solo debut album within this year. So of course, I'm sure for international fans, this is some very exciting news, because since the beginning of time, I can remember people just really wanting her to come back to i-dle, some hope that she would be able to return one day. But here's what some King netizens have to say about this. So, wow, even her victim is a celebrity. Crazy. It's because everyone with school violence allegations are still promoting that she's coming back. Our country has gone blind. I knew she'd come back. I think that she needs to apologize first. JYP is setting such a bad precedent. Does she even have a company? Her fans are dominating on YouTube. So of course, let me know in the comments down below what you think of this news. If you're excited that she is making a comeback. Of course, she's not the only ex-member of a group to make a solo comeback under a different company after having left the group. In recent times, actually, even. Because as we mentioned earlier, Jinny as well, ex-member of NMIXX, made her solo debut this month as well. So of course, let me know what you think. Amidst all of the rumors of BLACKPINK not renewing their contract, except for Rosie, who apparently renewed her contract with YG Entertainment, apparently there's another rumor that now Rosie actually didn't renew her contract with YG Entertainment because she's signing with Columbia Records and releasing her solo like tomorrow. I never get sick of these rumors. So, what is actually going on? Well, there was a photo released of Miss Rose from BLACKPINK having dinner or something, or at a cafe, I don't even know, a restaurant, with the CEO of Columbia Records. So we have this article, Rosé's solo will come out soon. Rosé met with Columbia Records CEO. Please release your solo soon. So here we have her pictured with this guy who is seemingly the CEO of Columbia Records. Now, if we take a little bit of a look, Columbia Records is home to artists such as i-dle, AC/DC, and Beyoncé, of course. Is that Celine Dion? No way! Now this, of course, is leading people to believe she's going to release a solo album soon. And if not a solo album, at least a collab with Beyoncé. I love Blinks because they dare to dream. Realistically, we're probably not going to hear from these girls for years. But they dare to dream, and that's admirable. Here's some comments on the article. Is she going to have a collab with Beyoncé Nim? I really hope this promotion of Rosé will be successful. Rosé's voice color is so nice. I want to listen to more of her songs. Please give us over 5 songs. Oh, already making demands, I see. There were talks about her meeting up with Taylor Swift too, but I can also see the possibility of her doing something with Beyoncé. Beyoncé is part of that agency, and didn't she attend Beyoncé's party last time too? She'll hit Taebak if she collabed with her. I don't know. I love the dream aspect of it all, because there were a lot of rumors that BLACKPINK are not going to sign back with YG, that they're actually going to search for American labels. Here's what I make of the situation, actually, because there are plenty of K-pop groups who, let's say, promote in Japan, right? But they promote in Japan under a different company. So ITZY, who promote in Japan, are not ITZY under JYP, they're ITZY under Warner Music Japan, but they're still ITZY under JYP. Do you get what I'm drifting here? What? So you can still be part of JYP Entertainment, but you have a collaboration or some type of deal with Warner Music Japan to promote in Japan. So I don't doubt it could be something similar for an American label. Like, you're under YG Entertainment. No, literally K-pop groups do that as well, because you have plenty of groups who also sign with American labels at the same time. That just came to my head, so I'm right. Maybe that's what they're doing, I don't know. However, of course, she is not the only member of BLACKPINK to be rumored to sign with Columbia Records, because Lisa is also in the headlines because people think she is signing with Columbia Records as well. Now, of course, guys, these are all rumors. Take everything with a grain of salt until we have a full-fledged statement from them or their companies or future potential companies saying, hey, this is actually what happened, then this is all speculation, right? Again, Blinks just love to dream, and I admire that. Fans speculate BLACKPINK's Lisa may have signed with Columbia Records. So it seems that fans noticed that the CEO, the digital marketing manager, and the creative specialist of Columbia Records are all following Lisa on Instagram. You guys are observant as hell. And that's it. That's yeah. So let me know again what you think in the comments below. Now let's talk about some juicy boy group news, because on this channel, I have made a lot of jokes about how, I've curated an audience of just girl group stans, that when I talk about boy groups, it always flops. I don't know if I've ever admitted that publicly, but it's true. Back in my review days, every time I would review a boy group, it would do horribly. Anyways, TXT Yeonjun recently appeared on Bam Bam's show, Bam's House, and the two discussed what it's like to be male idols. Bam Bam starts off by saying, 4th generation idols are doing really well these days. Honestly, I feel relieved. Which then brings him to ask Yeonjun the following: how does it feel to be a 4th gen idol? He then responds that, honestly, I think 4th generation is a little bit difficult. And then he goes on to say that male idols seem to be getting less attention, which makes him feel a bit sad. So I want the male idols to come out more and be more famous. Bam Bam then reveals that he felt this way as well, saying, we're really hungry for people's attention. Yeonjun responding, most of the music charts are girl groups. Of course it's because of the good music, but I think male idols have a lot of good songs too. So this conversation in particular, most notably Yeonjun saying that male idols get less attention, has in and of itself been gaining attention. I'll see myself out. TXT Yeonjun commenting on the reality of male idols receiving less attention. Here's what some K-netizens had to say. Isn't it because their songs are so-so that they fail in attracting any attention? For the general public, EXO, BTS, and 101 were the last boy groups. If the male population in the general public started listening to boy groups, they'll have a chance to hit big. But this possibility is down to the floor. Nobody ever listens to boy groups. Girl group songs are honestly too good. I personally love boy group songs, and there are so many hidden gems, and people around me tend to listen to boy groups too, but there are also way too many people who left the K-pop fandom. Whenever I put YouTube music on random, I always end up finding hidden gems among boy group songs. I go, huh, what's that? And it turns out they're boy group songs. So it seems that a lot of people do agree wholeheartedly with what he says. Boy groups do get less attention. However, the reason for that seems to be debatable amongst a lot of people. But I did come across this article, which is seemingly a response to it, right? Seriously, NCT is to blame for a big part of why people are deciding to skip on boy group songs. So according to this person, they just make those noisy factory-like sounds, and it seems like they purposely make those songs so tiring to listen to from the general public's perspective. Whenever they appear on TV, it's always so noisy right off the bat, and their raps are weird too. So I just end up changing the channel. For real, me too, I blame kids like NCT and Stray Kids. Because of them, the public stopped listening to boy group songs, because they're the popular ones. People think that male idols all have that vibe, so they end up having this prejudice. Isn't this your issue? The fact that a few NCT songs made you think, all boy group songs are like that is strange in itself, no? I won't even talk about the fact that they're not doing mainstream music, but NCT just pursue their own sound. Why would you guys put all the blame on them? Now, personally, I don't think it's fair to blame a specific group or a specific two groups of why people don't listen to boy groups, because that doesn't make sense in and of itself, right? People aren't listening to boy groups, not to boy group. I'll see myself out. However, I asked you guys in my community tab what you thought of this statement. So let's read some of the top comments. Check this, facts, go check that. Check the stats, go check that. When it comes to popularity, girl groups generally do better with the general public, while boy groups are mostly supported by their larger fan bases. So the fact that girl groups are more talked about right now isn't surprising. In terms of charting, I honestly feel like girl groups are charting better because there is actual variation in their music. Most boy groups are releasing similar styles of music that, in my opinion, aren't as good as their female counterparts. The few boy groups that are releasing different styles of music aren't receiving any attention because they come from small, unknown companies. Album sales and fandom strength are ruled by boy groups, while charts, general public, and streams are dominated by girl groups. Both have their own lane that preferred them, and I personally think it's fine. I think generally a lot of powerful and influential girl groups have come out recently, whereas for boy groups, we haven't had many strong new groups come out as recently, and thus attention is more on all girl groups because of that, as well as the fact that the boy groups that are doing really well right now have more so been gradually gaining prominence and have been known for a long time, whereas girl groups are more exciting right now for most, since we're thinking, what will NewJeans, i-dle, SSERAFIM, etc. do next? If you're a boy group fan, you're more likely going to just follow those few boy groups you're fans of, but if girl groups are coming out and thriving, that affects all fans and makes everyone interested. It's been said before that boy groups thrive off of one fan base and girl groups thrive on general public popularity, and I think that's very true. There are just a lot of innovative and new girl groups raising the bar for all girl groups right now, and people are very focused on it, though I do agree that boy groups can end up seeming neglected when they do make great stuff right now. I do have to say, and maybe this is more of a personal thing, but maybe you can let me know as well, in second gen it was boy groups era, whereas now everyone is really favoring girl groups. I found myself loving so many boy groups back then and a couple of girl groups, but now I love all the girl groups, and I'm finding myself liking a couple of boy groups. If that, I literally just stan one boy group. But I've seen a couple of people mention that as well, that like there was just so much more going on in second gen boy groups. You could have a lot more diversity in terms of the sounds you were hearing, in terms of the concepts that were being done. So that's very interesting. Fourth gen definitely became more girl group centered with i-dle, NewJeans, SSERAFIM, aespa, etc. But with the start of fifth gen, we have boy groups like ZB1 Rise bringing the spot like back to boy groups now. I agree with that as well. Fourth gen, girl group centric, and I'm wondering if we're going to see that shift in fifth gen, or maybe it'll equalize itself a bit more. I feel like it has everything to do with concepts and brands of these groups. Women are generally always expected to be above average, to be even considered, whereas artistic visions for boy groups could be bland or uninspired, and they'd still be able to establish a fandom. So more effort were put into girl groups' music, production, building their concept, marketing for them to be appreciated by the general public. Boy groups still seem to have bigger fan bases, bigger album sales, more dedicated fans, successful concerts than girl groups, but even in that regard, girl groups are slowly catching up on them, and I don't think that's bad. If anything, it shows that these companies should start raising their standards. Again, if we bring it back to second gen boy groups, I just keep thinking of like SS501's Love Ya, you know, like the cutout blazers, you know, there was so much effort put into the styling aspect of it all. Whereas these days, I feel like the styling for boy groups is a little uninspired, especially compared to second gen, where I just feel like they did so much more, and it was so much more interesting. It was so much more visually interesting to look at their outfits. K-pop wasn't scared to do melodramatic, like fall to your knees emotional concepts, and now it just feels more like we need to be cool all the time. Do you know what I mean? Or a cute concept like Zia's Here I Am. I noticed a huge shift in girl group popularity and sales among the general public, especially globally, when they began marketing more towards young women and less towards the male gaze. We talked about this in the podcast once, how second gen K-pop was made by the male gaze and fourth gen K-pop was made by the female gaze. I mean, of course, a lot of stuff still caters to men or to any gender, but you know what I mean. Concepts in girl groups shifted to be less sexy, cute, or girl crush, and more to be artistically and visually appealing, musically unique, and with concepts that focus more on women's life experiences or vibes rather than focusing solely on one sound or one look. I think that shift has everything to do with the boom in girl group popularity. More young women globally are able to see themselves in groups nowadays or get more involved in the music. Even older women can get into it because the videos and visuals are becoming more artistically presented, color grading, composition, background, rather than only focusing on the pretty girls. Boy groups have always had a lot of young lady fans, so this massive surge of new girl groups and new GG fans is obviously going to look huge when the norm for years has been most fans are BG fans, less are GG fans. I honestly think it'll even out eventually, especially since some boy groups tend to be catching on and stepping up their marketing and sound. So of course, with all that said, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Let's move on to Kpop Shenanigans, which are basically fun little things that have happened in K-pop recently. Duolingo tweeted this. Zero Base One revealed their official lightstick. BTS's Jungkook did the Ditto challenge with SSERAFIM. Who? He did it with who? With NewJeans? And TXT released their music video for Chasing That Feeling. As for our K-pop song of the day, it is Tricky House by Xikers. It's been in my head all morning. I've been listening to it a lot recently. You know, actually, there's a part of the song that reminds me of Pink Venom by BLACKPINK. Makes no sense, you couldn't get $1 out of me. Do you know what I mean? Like, okay, I take it back. Like, it reminds me in the most specific way possible. Anyways, it's a really good song. If you like ATs, you would definitely like Xikers, I think, because it's the same team and Hongjoong literally produces it as well. So that's my recommended song of the day. Shall we do some TikToks? We have some good ones today, okay? Who was gonna tell me TXT made a song about me? Okay, my dumb ass was like, is his name That Feeling? Because it's like chasing that feeling. So like chasing somebody, I'm like, but it's because it sounds like Jason. I get it now. I get it. Oh, Sam speaking French. POV the K-pop industry right now.
People don't make albums anymore. They don't make albums. They just try to sell a bunch of little quick singles and they burn out and they put out a new one and they burn out and they put out a new one. People don't even listen to a body of work anymore.
Okay, but me though. This one.
I love you more than my boyfriend.
That's
Yeah. I love you too.
I love you too. Just the way she was like, that's good for you. Me after judging my classmates for smoking, vaping, knowing damn well I stand in CT. So I saved this TikTok because it said like hashtag wooyoung, hashtag ATs.
باخد من هنا واروح لورا ما ينفعش اخد كده عشان ما تدلقش عليا فباخد كده من غير صوت وابتدي اشرب
I wasn't expecting that. I was like honestly a little like worried that it was not anything. I don't know why that was so funny. I've never related to ATs so much in my life. I don't know why. It must be dry as hell in Korea right now because there's so many videos of them nose whistling. And as a nose whistler, it's just so relatable. literally wake myself up nose whistling sometimes. I'm not making fun. It's just so relatable. Like, it's so real. Why does this guy low-key sound like Mark from NCT? I have to show this to you guys because I've watched this show. It's unexpected. Just listen.
I know she got kidnapped when she was young. And that's part of the reason that she's the way she is. She's got PTSD or whatever. Post-traumatic Down syndrome. No, it's not. She ain't got Down syndrome. I'm tripping.
Right? Does he literally not sound like Mark from NCT? Hired producers after remixing the same track 37 times.
I just want to push it even further. I'm just here to push it even further. Just push it even further. I want to take this to the moon. I want to take this to the stars.
To the stars. People, this is so funny because I literally saw TikTok of Yeonjun talking about how, you know, boy groups get less attention. Literally right under that TikTok.
One of our interns here, she said that you make music for gays.
I do.
I'm not the intern. I mean, she looked at me like,
What's wrong with that?
nothing. Nothing's wrong with it.
So,
No, I'm
what's
saying
that now?
I mean, it's not specifically for that audience. You just make music, right?
I guess.
Oh, that's how it ended. Prepare yourselves. Oh my god. Leave in the comments below, would it work on you? On theme for today, me after setting the 198,570 girl groups and 2 boy groups.
What can I say? What can I say? What can I say?
Chewy trying to take a photo in the JYP building, but Changbin walks by.
Mommy, a girl behind you.
Why? So that is basically it for today's video. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this video with friends you don't have. These are the lovely individuals who help support my channel on a monthly basis. It means the world to me. Thank you so much. As for me, I'm gonna get going, so I'll see you guys next time. Bye! You can't even barely see it. I'm just like, it changed. It took me like an extra hour to get ready because it threw me off. No, but the chair, like I wanted something smaller because the big chair was taking up so much of my room and I couldn't like get out of my door very well. But now that it's gone, I'm just like, well, no, like I can't hoard as many things. Like I used to be able to hoard my dogs on the old chair. You know, I would just bring them once in a while, but now it's like, do I really need to use my room for anything other than filming and sleeping? I don't think so. So you let me know if you like the big chair better, if you think this is fine. It's kind of like poking into my back a little bit. It's like, it's not too bad. Like I could do it for an hour and a half.